Hey y'all. So I hope y'all can't hear like all the noise and stuff from my kids' TVs in their bedrooms, but I just wanted to do a live because I've been learning about different beauty professionals that are popping up into the field lately, and I just want to share some things to encourage the people. A lot of lives and stuff that are being done on business ethics and stuff, they don't match the things that need to be done to have a successful salon business, a successful esthetician business, a successful makeup, or whatever it is that you're doing in the beauty field in a salon based atmosphere. They don't speak on those type of things. A lot of the things that people speak on are like clothing companies and how to have a social media presence when you have like an encouraging business, or you're like a influencer, or you sell actual products. It's never geared towards people who sell services, if that makes sense. And that's one thing that you have to know when you get into business. There's a difference between a service-based industry and a product-based industry. And most people, they only know about product-based. When it comes to giving services, it becomes a little bit more cut and dry, because you have to attract people to come and sit with you, and you have to almost get to know them in order to deliver services properly to them. So I wanted to do a live, basically encouraging our future beauty industry owners, business owners, and hairstylists. Like I said, hairstylists, barbers, estheticians, nail techs, and so on and so forth, braiders. When I first started the Dollhouse Salon, of course, it was back in, well, 2013 is when I actually opened my salon. But I had been doing hair since 2005. When I started in 2005, I was an assistant for my hairstylist at the time. And I actually worked for her as an assistant starting back in like 2003. So I was still in beauty school, which I went to school at Chopin Career Center, which was the vocational school for us that were still in school. So I'm so happy that I took that, because it made it to where I didn't have to pay the crazy large amounts in fees and stuff that most beauty professionals have to pay to go to school these days, which that's why I can't understand why a lot of people go to school and they don't utilize their trade or their license. Like, even if you're not necessarily still in the field actually working, you should always keep your license, because you just never know if you're going to get that itch again to enter back into the field. So even when you in going to school and stuff, you should still go ahead and get your license and keep them, whether you're working in the field or not, because it just makes sense. You always have something to fall back on. But what I was trying to say, I always get sidetracked, please excuse me. But I worked as a assistant for a long time, which taught me how to be in the salon atmosphere. Like, I knew that giving a shampoo was the most important, because healthy hair grows from a healthy scalp. If your scalp isn't healthy, then your hair isn't going to be healthy. So I learned those basics of that, which I recommend for anybody that is going into the salon atmosphere, to be an assistant of somebody that is good in the field. Not only does it teach you the one-on-one about being in the salon, it also gets you comfortable with working around people that can be potential clients later on down the line. Not that you're trying to steal the clients of the person that you're working for, but they'll always consider you for number two when it's time for like their stylist to go on vacation, or they have a trip to go on, or anything. They can get sick. They'll be able to refer their clients to you because you've been their assistant, you know their hair, and you're learning how to do things specifically like them. And then also those people will, when they have friends and stuff, when their stylist isn't taking new clients, you're going to be the first person that they refer their clients to. But after being an assistant for a while, I ended up working in the salon that was very, very popular. And I got a lot of walk-ins. And I won't say that I had a lot of walk-ins. I was the one that pretty much took most of the walk-ins. And it sucks. It sucks sometimes being that person because you get the people that are sometimes a little off, or the people that don't go to the salon often, so they don't even know what they want, but they want you to know what they want, which is crazy. But all in all, I eventually had to get into this field and work my tail off. When I got serious, it wasn't until like 2009 when I had my daughter, and I got into that seriousness and gained that hunger because I now have a baby that I have to take care of. So if I don't work, I don't eat. And if I don't eat, of course my baby ain't eating. And 9 times out of 10, she would eat before I ate. And don't get me wrong, it was hard and difficult at certain times. And God will always come through and bless us with what we needed. But you have to put that work in. Like literally. When you are trying, okay, so in the beauty field, there's 2 different ways you can work. You can either be an employee or you can be a booth renter, which is why you would need an independent contractor's license. And you can't get that until you are an advanced cosmetologist, advanced esthetician. You have to have advanced before your name on your license. So if you know you're going to try to go in the field of working for yourself as a beauty professional, you have to make sure you get your independent contractor's license. This makes it to where you can rent a space from somebody, and when you're renting that space, you're pretty much running yourself as a business within someone else's business. When you are a independent contractor, that makes you responsible for everything for your business. Like everything. That was the hardest thing because unlike most people, I wasn't popular. So I didn't get clients based off of popularity. I had to get clients off of making them trust me. Making clients trust me. And by making clients trust me, it made them refer other people to me that trusted me. And that took a while. It did not happen overnight. There was plenty of days when I left the first salon that I was at that would be sending me walk-ins and stuff. It was plenty of days that I was paying my booth rent and only had $20 left over. And 9 times out of 10, that was to put gas in my car. So I didn't know how I was going to make things work. Thank God for food stamps and government assistance and stuff that helped me out. If it wasn't for that, I don't know what me and my child would have been doing. But I'm saying all of that to say, like, being in the beauty industry and being an independent contractor is not for the weak at all. There will be days where you will be crying like, dang, my freaking schedule is empty. But the thing that I will say that I've learned, and I tell people this all the time, the thing that I learned in those times when your schedule is empty, you should be constantly posting about your business. You should be letting people know what you have to offer and how much you love what you do and educating them and posting, showing them you on your everyday basis, how you do your hair, how you put your makeup on, what type of products that you like, some tips for people to do at home. Like, we're in a social media time. Like, social media is the best thing they probably could have ever came up with, because it gives you access to people without having to go out and physically be in their face. In my time, when we started building clientele, I had to go out and pass out flyers. That to me was more difficult than what you have right now. And eventually I tapped into social media in a time where that wasn't even popular. And that's what grew my clientele. But before that, it was putting hot cards in places and putting flyers on cars and going to the barbershop owner and asking them if I could put flyers in their shop and trying to come up with specials and deals to bring people in. And that's another thing. In the beginning, don't be afraid to run some specials. Don't be afraid to give first-time clients money off, because like my mentor told me back in the day, taking and getting discounts is more money than what you would have had sitting there. A lot of people be like, don't discount your services because it makes you look like you're less valuable. And that's not the case. If a person, I'll put it like this in the beginning. And I used to tell my husband this when he was still a barber. If you are charging the same amount as a seasoned stylist, if a client has to be picked between the new stylist and the seasoned stylist, they're going to always pick the seasoned stylist. So until you get to a point where your schedule is booked to capacity, run those specials. Well, I won't even say booked to capacity. I'll say run those specials until you get to a point where you start having reoccurring clients. You should always give clients a trial period to get to know you. Most people are skeptical with paying a lot of money for something that they don't even know if it's going to be quality or if they're going to like it right then and there. That's why most places send you coupons to come in and try out their services. That's why most websites give you 10%, 20% off for buying something from them for the first time. It's because they want to give you a trial period to get to know them. So like I said, you should be having specials running for your business to give people an introductory. If they have to choose between the seasoned stylist and the new stylist and they're paying the same amount, they always going to choose that seasoned stylist, because why would I pay you full price and I may not even get what I get from this seasoned person? And people, like I said, they say it all the time, like it makes you less valuable. No, it doesn't. It gives people a chance to get to know you. Everybody likes a deal, and they're more eager to book in the beginning with you because they know for a fact it's like they're not giving a full price. But 9 times out of 10 with good clients, they'll end up tipping you, so it'll amount out to what they pay their seasoned stylist. So don't get discouraged and listen to everybody, because a lot of people that be on social media, that be talking and giving advice about certain things, they've never walked through that. They walked into certain industries and everything happened for them overnight. Or some famous person gave them a shout out and their clientele grew overnight. So they didn't have to run no specials or nothing. Like one famous person was like, oh, this person did my hair and they did good, so go try them out. And then, like they were booming. Listen to me, like I had to get it out the mud. I used to be the one sitting in the salon watching everybody else busy, offering to shampoo for them sometimes when I first went like specifically on my own, offering to shampoo for everybody else because that gave me a reason to be in the salon. You couldn't pay me to stay out the salon. And the difference though these days is because most people want suites. They want to work specifically to themselves. They only want to come in when they want to work. And there's nothing wrong with that. But just know you're going to have to grind a little harder. We barely have those type of salons anymore where it's a bunch of walk-ins coming in. Most people don't do that because we now have booking sites. Everything is done digitally. It's no longer done manually. And it's nothing wrong with that, because times is changing and we got to keep up with what's going on with the times. So run specials. That's number 1. Number 2, make sure you know what type of audience you are trying to attract. Most people don't know what type of audience they want. So they don't know how to attract the clients. You know, you want an older clientele, you have to go where the older clientele is. You know, you want a younger clientele that goes out on the weekends. Then you know you have to advertise to those people that you know is going out on the weekends. The ones that are in the club. You have to do something clever. You know, it's a big party going on. Okay, you advertise to those people, you know, going to that big party. You want more of a church type clientele, you know, you got to get in your church and advertise. Ask the pastor to put you in a bulletin, or put fans in the church, or the things that make so much sense. Like, it'd be really like common sense. Think about what goes on in the places of where your clientele is. Most older people, they're reading a newspaper. Put an ad in the newspaper on Sundays. Sundays is the biggest part of the paper. It has most of the ads. Sundays and Wednesdays. You should be putting little ads in the paper on Sundays and Wednesdays. You know your clientele is moms. Advertise to those moms. Get to the schools when the kids are getting out of school and the parents are sitting there waiting on their kids. Get there and pass out flyers to those moms that's sitting in them cars, or them dads that's sitting in them cars. You know, you got some friends that have a business. Like, say, me as a hairstylist, I had a friend that's a barber. And I know that their clientele mostly is husbands. And I need to build a clientele. So now I'm going to give flyers to my barber friend so they can give to their husbands. And we could work out something to where any person that's referred by you, I'll give you something out of it. Things like that. Like, that's what they mean when they say work together. So you can, you know, it's benefiting both of y'all. Most people don't want nothing from you. They don't mind helping as long as you're going to benefit from it. But that's where you get in and you network with your friends to make a better opportunity for you. So the number 3 thing is figure out what's going on social media and include that into your business. For instance, a couple years back, a lot of people was posting about the sloth. I don't know if y'all remember that or not. The sloth was the biggest meme at that time. So the smart thing to do at that time is to take the sloth and make a meme with the sloth about your business. At one point in time, there was a time where they had Bitmojis, and I forgot what that app was called, where you could make a cartoon you. I used to take that and write from the cartoon, you should go to the dollhouse. We got walk-in Wednesday, different things like that. I always stay in tune with what was going on with the times and incorporate that into my business. So that way I stayed up with what was going on. And it made people look. Because now they looking for that meme again from somebody else so they could laugh. But now they like, oh shit, oh shoot, she incorporated her business into this. What a clever way to get people's attention. If you know, a lot of your clients are on Twitter and Instagram and different things like that, make posts and tag them in it. I'm not saying like spam them, but tag those people in there. Ask your clients to repost stuff for you, which leads to my next point, number 4. Ask your people to help you. Most people ain't gonna help unless you ask them. Most people are not gonna help. Most of your family and friends, they may not think you need anything because you may be the one that's always helping everybody else. And that's the problem with people who are strong. We have a hard time with asking for help. Ask those people that you cool with to share stuff for you and post stuff for you. Put it on their social media, especially when you know they're popular. Ask them, hey, if you, and like I said, I always offered to give something for them doing that for me. But in most cases, when people really love you and want to see you win, they don't want nothing from you. They just want to see you win. But I still always offer, I'll give you a free color. I'll give you some lashes. I'll give you something to compensate them for even going out their way to help me. So the next thing would be to make sure that you can find a clientele, a certain amount of people. Like nowadays, people have ambassadors. And most of the time, the ambassador's job is to constantly talk about this business. Like, for instance, if they have a sunglasses business or something, the people will wear the sunglasses in pictures during the day when they getting dressed. And this is bringing attention to the business. So if you know you have a client that is popular, always going places, always posting on social media, do their hair for them in exchange of them tagging you on posts and talking about you. You may do their hair for free, or you may do their hair at a really, really discounted price, because now you want people to see you. You know this person has a great following, so you need their following to become your clients, depending on if this person is the type of person. Always pick a person that you know you will want as a client, and not somebody that's gonna bring you headaches. And you do stuff at a low price. Like say you charge $40 for a shampoo and style. You give it to them for $20. Or do it for free. And ask them to make sure that they tag you and post you when they post pictures and stuff. We have to make sure that we get hungry and think about constant ways to get attention. Those times where you feel like business is getting slow, those should be the times where you're making a post about your business. Don't ever get on social media and complain that you don't have clients. Don't do that, because eventually it's going to be people feeling sorry for you. Instead, take that time and energy and post about your business. Get creative with TikTok and doing reels and like doing the little silly stuff that everybody doing. Like the other day I seen how people was doing the video like at the funeral. So I made a video of at the funeral. Like I'm at my client's funeral. Like it gets you noticed because you're keeping up with the times. I'm not saying do everything that everybody else is doing, because you do want to have your own type of energy in your business. But social media is one thing that no matter how many people are doing certain things and certain trends, you're going to get your own attention. Always forget, when you have a business, it's a relationship with people. So there may be people that are friends with you on Facebook right now that follow you just because they like you. They may follow you because you're hungry in your business. And all of that stuff is okay. But eventually those people may turn into clients. So make sure that you give them reasons to anticipate finally sitting in your chair or laying on your table or whatever the case is. We don't have a business where we put products on a website and people purchase it. We pretty much selling people experiences. Another thing in business, you have to make sure that you have good customer service. When your clients walk into the salon where you greet them. Hi, how are you? Let them know if they're going to wait. It's going to be a couple minutes. Let me offer you a water. Or there's magazines here if you'd like to take a look through the magazine. Just give me a couple minutes. I'm finishing up my last client. Feeling greeted, that instantly puts people at ease. Let me get your coat. Hang your coat up for you. And basically showing that from the time where they walk in to the time that they leave, they're being thought about, because that person could spend their money with anybody else, but they chose you. And that makes you important right there in itself. Treat all your clients like they're celebrities. I'm not going to treat one client better because they make a lot of money compared to the other ones, because most of the people that spend money, that act like they got money, don't. And they don't tip. They don't. And I'm not saying that I look for tips from clients. That's not what I'm saying. But the ones that give you the most headache is the ones that don't want to really pay for real in the first place. And that's why they being as picky as they being. Because they're looking for a fault, because they're already salty at the price that they paying. And that's what I learned from experience. And I'm not saying that to be mean or anything, but that's normally how it goes. The most people with so many complaints and being picky and nitpicking about everything, those are the people that really didn't want to spend that money in the first place. Especially, and I'm saying this for people that know that they do good at what they do. Now, if you just out here jacking people up, then that's constructive criticism. You need to listen. Should nobody be telling you that this piece ain't curled all the way, or you didn't shampoo my hair in the middle, or it wasn't no soap. No shampoo, like you don't feel no suds in there. Like, those are issues. Those are things you need to listen to. Or you got color down on my face. Can you wipe the color off? Like, those are issues. But them nitpicking like, well, this this side of my hair don't look like this side, and I don't really like this. I know I said I wanted to bang, but I don't want to bang no more. Can you flip it back? Like, those are people that's nitpicking. And you have to be okay even through them nitpicking, because they're paying you for a service. The customer is always right in most cases. And even when clients are getting on my nerves, unless we've been dealing with each other for a very, very long time, you'll never know that you're getting on my nerves. But you'll know when you try to book and you can't get through. But communicate with your clients often. These are things that I did in the beginning. Like, when a client came to see me, I would send them postcards like, hey, it's been a while. I always got their addresses and phone numbers, emails, different things like that. I'll send them a card like, hey, it's been a while since I seen you. Here's 15% off for your next service. And it makes people feel special because you're considering them. They're not just a dollar sign to you. Or even after appointments, hey, how was your service? Please leave me a review to tell me so I can improve on what I'm doing. People love feeling important. Make sure you're always making people feel important. Even I have a website called Postable that I use. I'll give y'all some stuff that I use. This is real good. When they give me, because I have my clients fill out client profile cards so I can always keep in contact with them. So after they fill out their client profile cards, I go into the website Postable and put their name, address, birthday, different things like that. So now when my clients have a birthday, I can send them out cards. I haven't done this in a while, to be completely honest, but at one point I was. When my clients have a birthday, I got an email that their birthday will be coming up with the next couple weeks. So it gave me a chance to send them birthday cards. And for Christmas, sending them a postcard with me and my family's picture on there. Like, from my family to yours, Merry Christmas. And Mother's Day, sending my clients Mother's Day cards with a little gift inside of it. Make your clients feel important. And like I said, not just the ones that have a little bit of money or look like they have money. All of your clients should get treated like celebrities. So one day when you do have celebrity clientele, if that's what you are aiming to have, you can treat them just like they're a normal person. Because most celebrities don't like getting treated like celebrities, because it'd be too much. So you'll already know what it's like to do a famous person, because a person is a person to you. And the fact that they're spending their money with you shows that you're somebody that's important, because they could have chose anybody else. So you make sure you show that same gratitude to them to let them know that, hey, I appreciate you. I feel special that you chose me. So now I'm about to lay this service out for you. You know, whatever it is that you say, you advertising that you're doing, make sure you are strong enough to do that. Don't be having services on to take that you know you don't feel comfortable in. Only advertise and put out there the things that you feel comfortable in doing. And in your spare time, you practice on family and friends to get more educated in the certain services that you're not comfortable in. So one thing that I learned too in my field for, I'll just say for estheticians and makeup artists, and this is not to be discouraging or anything, but being an esthetician is a thing that people just started doing. Those are services that aren't often being used. With having my salon in the past, and what I had on Midlothian, I realized that I can't teach an esthetician how to be an esthetician. And I can't necessarily make them grow their clientele, because my clients weren't looking for certain services like that. So estheticians have to work extra hard, especially when you do everything that revolves around estheology. You have to work extra hard because your field isn't one that has been popular for a long time. So you have to make sure that you're able to put that work in. With makeup artists, don't feel like you need to keep yourself glued to one location. For a while, when you get your certification to be a makeup artist, just know that it's better for you to travel at first instead of planting your seeds at a specific location. Most people want makeup on the go. They're going somewhere. It's nice if you have a location that you can go to. If the client doesn't want you to come to them, you have a space that they can come to, but don't plant yourself in a specific location, because like I said, most people want on the go makeup. They want you to come to them. Have you a kit ready and do house calls, do location calls and different things like that. So you're not paying a booth rent fee for a service that is not necessary for booth rent, if that makes sense. People rent booths and stuff for salons because, like hairstylists and barbers and stuff, because they're going to have to shampoo. They have a lot to clean up, hair everywhere and color and different things like that. That makes sense to be in a salon. But as a makeup artist, you lay a towel down, you have your brushes and stuff out, and you roll the towel back up when you get done. Put your brushes away and clean them at home to get ready for the next service. Do not plant your feet into a specific location unless you need to do on-site makeup. In most cases, you need to make it to where you can go to your clients and include in that price the fees for driving to them. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. I never wanted a makeup artist in my salon since I learned that it's not necessary. That's not something that's going to be used often. I really rarely know anybody that gets their makeup done every day unless they're famous and they're always on the camera. Most people only want makeup done on weekends, and 9 times out of 10 it's hit or miss. So don't feel like you have to plant yourself in a salon, wasting money paying booth rent to somebody for a service that's not even used all the time. Y'all braiders, y'all got to get better, because a lot of things that I hear around in the area is that y'all are not consistent. That's another thing in business. You have to make sure that you're being consistent. You have to make sure that you're giving the same service every time. And you have to make sure that you're available when you say you're going to be available. If you know your appointment starts at 9 o'clock, you should be at the shop at 8:15, 8:30, getting ready to set up. You should not be walking in when your clients are walking in. You should not be rescheduling clients for services that you had them schedule in advance. If you knew you weren't going to be available, there's no reason why you was taking clients on certain days. But if you leave your schedule open for people to book when they need you, you need to be available and ready. Don't accept deposits from people and spend the money. If they leave you a deposit, that money should not be spent until they get that service done. Because even something may happen with you where you need to cancel them and you have to send them their money back. When things happen because of you, you owe that client their money back. So if you know you're one of those people that you know you're not going to be consistent, there is no reason why you should be charging people deposits. And I feel like that's not necessary anyways. That's why I just keep cards on file. So if you don't show up, you're going to have to pay me. And then if your card declines, then guess what? You're blocked. And I don't care who it is. Everybody got to put a card on file. Because you're not wasting my time. You should consider a person's time valuable. You know, if you don't show up to your doctor's appointment, you're going to have to pay a cancellation fee. Or a no-show fee, or whatever the case is. So be expecting that with your stylist. You got to respect, people got to respect the stylist's time just as much as they do with any other type of service provider. But be consistent. Don't charge deposits if you know you're not consistent. And don't become a service provider if you know you're not going to be there. If you know you're going to be playing with people's time and money. Don't have a bunch of rules going down your website and you don't follow none of them yourself. Clients shouldn't have to be bringing supplies to appointments. You should have all of that. What's the point of getting a service done by a hairstylist or makeup artist or braider or whatever? You're going to have to bring your own products. That's the point of me paying you. Only thing they should have to bring, if anything, is a weave. Because they got the kind that they wanted. But in most cases these days, people provide the weave too. The client should be able to just come sit in a chair unless they're getting additives. With a makeup artist, it would be lashes. With hairstylists and braiders, it would be their hair that they have to bring. But products, the client shouldn't have to bring their own products. But I hope some of the stuff that I said was helpful for somebody. Sometimes I start rambling a little bit, but I hope y'all got the point of what I'm trying to say. Get out there and get hungry. There's so much out there for us, for everybody that really wants it. But you have to put that work in. Kim Kardashian was right what she said just recently. People do not want to work. And the only way you gonna grow is if you work. You got to put that work in for you. And it's not always easy. Like I said, when I first started, I was paying boo friend a lot of times with money that I didn't have. The weeks that I didn't have clientele, I still had to pay. It's like they told me, a business owner once told me, it's like living in a home. When you get sick and don't work for a week, you still got to pay because you have your stuff in that space. But I don't want that to discourage y'all. I used to be salty paying that booth rent when I didn't have clients. But that made me work harder to have clients. So I didn't have to experience that. And then even in times where I only made enough just to put gas in my car, that made me hungry because who want to work just to put gas in their car and pay booth rent? Especially when you got a child looking at you. There's nobody else to depend on. Put that work in, y'all. Y'all got this. It's easy. It'll be easy once you get into it. Most people don't see how easy it is until later on down the line when they look back and be like, oh my God, my clientele is amazing. I remember all those times I was sitting in that chair and didn't have a client nowhere in sight. I used to start my week with 0 clients for the week. And I'm like, Lord, I know you got this for me. Show me what to do. And me steady posting to the point where I got on people's nerves. My schedule would be booked for that week. People will start calling for Thursday on Wednesday and then so on and so forth. But I used to be that person sitting in the salon and didn't have nobody. And now my schedule is booked up for weeks. My clients are texting me about spaces that I don't have. And I'm grateful for that. It's like a gift and a curse to them. Like, they're happy to see me booming, but they also like, boo, I can't get in. So I need you to work this out. And eventually you will be there too by putting that work in. Be always consistent. Keep up what you were doing that helped you get to where you at. And sometimes you may have to add a little bit on it as you go, but at least you know you put that work in to get where you are. Did nobody hand you anything? Because when it's handed to you, you don't appreciate it. Make sure have you some people to hold you accountable. When they see that you slacking, ask them, can they be your accountability partner? When you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, they're like, hey, wake up now. Time to get up. We gotta post. You gotta put that work in. We can't have you sitting around. You playing with your time. We need you to utilize this time wisely, because you ain't doing it right now. Let's go. Get up. Put that work in. And eventually you'll appreciate those people, and you'll look back like, I appreciate you for keeping me on the route that I was trying to get at. Even me now being booked and busy, every now and then I still have to put a little bit of work in to keep it constant, because people pass away, people move out of town, clients sometimes decide to cut their hair off and start going to the barber instead of going to a salon, or clients decide to start getting braids instead of getting their hair done every 2 weeks. And in those times, I don't try to encourage them to do anything other than what they want to do. I'm going to send them to whoever I think is best for them. I don't do, for real, men type haircuts, fades and stuff like that. I don't do braids. But I'm going to make sure that I have somebody in my back pocket that I can send you to. And in those times, you want to make sure that you can fill that space that you're about to miss out on. So you have to still advertise on stuff while you're in those times. We have to stop, like I said, with us service providers, we have to stop listening to social media telling us to do certain things and realizing that they are product providers. We're selling services, so it's different for us. They're selling products, clothing, whatever the case is. Those are two different fields, two different avenues, so they're approached differently. They have to send some people specifically a certain thing. We have to give them that certain thing. And we don't get paid until that certain thing is done. And when people have products that they have, they pay for it before they actually get it. Good night. Good night. Good night. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Good night. Kids. But like I said, I hope this doesn't make sense. I pray that this help some people for real. I'm sleepy, y'all. I took a Benadryl not too long ago. It's allergy season, so I'm a little jacked up. But I pray this help y'all. I pray this your business, it grows. You become more successful and you start to see your clientele increase and a lot of the things that you are working hard towards. I pray you get to see those things through. Don't give up. That moment where you think about giving up is the moment where you should advertise your business. That's when you should talk about it. That's when you should get business cards. And even with that, business cards are starting to get old. Like I said, everything is going digital. Now they have things like Popple, like the digital business cards where people, because most people always have their phones on them, they can take and scan a QR code and all your information in social media is right there on that digital business card. Start investing in things that are going to be great for you in the long run. Instead of buying that's Starbucks all week, invest that money into having a website, a booking site. Invest into buying better tools to give your services. Invest in paying your booth rent up with the owner, so whatever money you make is yours. I love the person that I have working for me at my salon because she's focused. That's something I haven't seen in a very, very long time. Because most people rent booths and they think they're going to play. So I'm grateful for the person that God put in the salon with me because we are like-minded. I used to pay my booth rent sometimes right as I made it. So that way the rest of the money that I make for the week is mine. That's the way I looked at it. Put that work in, y'all. Don't get weary. Keep going. It's going to pay off, I'm telling y'all. Last year was the first year where I was completely booked. Because like I said, I wasn't the popular person. I wasn't the person that everybody raved about. So I had to build trust in people. And you'll be surprised. The strangers are the ones that's going to be your biggest supporters. Because they don't know anything about you. So they rather go to you before they go to people that they know. And that's okay. Don't take that personal. We have to, and that's another thing in the service field. We can't take anything personal. Especially if you've been a person that popped out doing the services that you're doing. You can't expect people to take you serious that know you. You ain't never talked about doing hair. You didn't keep your hair done growing up. But you expect people to come sit in your chair the first time you start doing hair. Can't play with people like that. The people that know you're gonna be like, girl, I ain't playing with you. You ain't even play with dolls when you was little. You didn't even comb your hair. Why am I gonna sit in your chair? Do you really know what you're doing? Stop taking it personal when people that know you don't want to support you. They have to see that you're taking it serious, especially when you're not taking it serious. They have to see that you're taking it serious before they come to you. Because most people do not want to waste their money. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. Because think about you. Think about all the times you spent money and you was like, I could have saved my money. This is stupid. Or this don't taste right. Or this ain't quality. Or this came apart. Or whatever the case is. Make sure that you spend your time getting knowledgeable in the things that you are offering. Make sure you know ingredients that are good for hair or for certain problems that go on with the hair and the scalp or with the skin and things like that. Make sure you know what you can offer or put in your client's hair that's going to help them down the line. That's going to enhance what you're doing in the salon or enhance your clients after the salon. But that is it. I pray that this helps and this doesn't fall on deaf ears. But I am about to go and lay down because I'm tired. It is time to go to bed. And I will talk to y'all all soon.